Hi, house guest. Welcome back to my home. I am so excited for you guys, for myself, selfishly, because today Harrison Wallace is coming over to hang out with us. I am so obsessed with that man. He is actually a good friend of mine, and I still am like a fangirl of him. He is amazing. You guys might not recognize him from our last episode because we were dressed up as Ina Garten in wigs. Okay, he was a book club guest, and we read Ina Garten's memoir together, and we made some Cosmos. We dressed up. It was really probably my favorite podcast episode I think I've ever done. Today we're doing something similar. We're going to make some Hillstone martinis. We're going to catch up. The girls are just going to be gabbing. We haven't done an episode that's just him yet, which is actually crazy. And I love him. You guys probably know him from TikTok, from all of his cooking videos. He is like the definition of a comfort creator, and he is just everything. He's so fab. He's so incredible. Like, he is the coolest man on earth, and I'm obsessed with him. So I'm really excited because he's coming over today, and you guys are going to love this episode. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Harrison also just launched on his YouTube channel a cooking series, which is my current YouTube fixation. I'm tuning in every single week. Back onto the show, this time as himself, and unfortunately not Ina Garten. We would love for her to join them. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy, and let's welcome Harrison. I'm feeling fabulous.
I feel great right now.
We just always feel great.
We always feel
us, we always feel great.
I'm gonna feel great. I'm gonna feel good.
Especially after a nice drink.
Oh, and a Hillstone crisp martini at that.
Cheers.
Clink. If I can reach over here.
Oh, wish that was a little bit louder.
Yeah, and we even we have a little sidecar going.
Yeah. Oh, we obviously came prepared.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I think the Hillstone crisp martini is probably my favorite cocktail in Dallas. It's not the Dallas exclusive, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Hillstone's a chain restaurant. But like, what about you? What's your fave?
On a bar margarita.
Yeah.
There's just nothing like it to me.
Two Hillstone restaurants.
We're Hillstone girls. What can I say?
So predictable.
You know what I hate about being outside of Texas? It's so hard to get a good margarita.
Yeah.
It really is. And you don't know that growing up here. Not that I ever drink those.
Sure. No, never.
Of course. But like moving away and then being away, I go to Tennessee and I'm ordering a margarita. I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever tasted. No wonder you guys hate
Kind
tequila.
of the wrong direction to go for a margarita.
Yeah.
That neck of the woods.
Yeah, totally.
Get a great margarita in like California.
Even in California, they're not that good. Compared.
Not like they are here.
They're not.
Not
sorry.
like they are here.
No, but I love it. I'm so glad that you're here today as yourself.
As me. Last time I was inhabiting a space of Ina. I was transfigurated, if you will. Yes. Unrecognizable, some might say.
You guys might not even have realized that this was Harrison that was on the podcast previously.
Like, they wouldn't have known.
They wouldn't have known.
There would have been no way for them to know.
No, of course not. The wig really did something for us.
The wig did something. The wig made me sweaty, is what the wig did for me primarily. So I don't know how you do this with this like voluptuous like Texas blowout all the time. I'd be sweating constantly.
Here's the thing: I am sweating constantly here. It's a cry for help. Like, I'm not okay. It's actually not okay.
No, it never is.
So
and you get blowouts a lot.
Okay, recently I've chilled out on those.
Really? Are you doing them at home at all?
Yes, I did this one myself.
No way.
Yes,
really?
I did it myself. I know. Isn't that shocking?
Hey, Chris Appleton.
No, literally, you know he's calling me after this.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got my extensions out, and then I stopped getting blowouts every single week. I still get them a lot, but like I don't get them every single week.
It's a lot of upkeep.
Which is good for me.
Yeah, good for your wallet too. But you would get a lot done at Dry Bar.
Yeah, it would literally, like, I've actually...
It's your office.
Shockingly, I've never done coke. And, okay, I know, it's shocking for, like, a couple reasons. One, living in Dallas. Two, I've gone through party girl phases. Three, that feeling, it's, like, exactly what I want in life. Like, very productive. But, like, going to Dry Bar, like, I'm so productive there.
In.
I'm so locked in. Like, it's the same thing to me.
Title of episode, Locked In at Dry Bar.
Locked in at Dry Bar. In parentheses, I didn't do coke.
Live footage.
Yeah, this is a family-friendly channel. Yeah, not clickbait. Not clickbait. I love that. Speaking of, we have our new YouTube star celebrity here.
Oh my gosh.
I'm loving it.
You're right.
You're right. I'm here in the flesh.
I'm basically Jeffree Star.
No, you are. Oh my God. Do you like Jeffree Star?
No.
Okay, but like, yeah, that's a fair. But like, did you watch his stuff back in the day?
I did.
I'm talking about like back pre-cancellation, Shane and Jeffree. I'm like just trying to get Harrison canceled.
I think the world was glued to Shane and Jeffree.
That docuseries, I remember exactly where I was watching it.
I was in an office.
I
when I
was
worked
in college.
In an office.
Wow,
yeah.
I can't even picture that.
I know.
It's crazy.
Wild, isn't it?
It is really wild.
But it's true. And me and my coworker, who is now a fireman in Arizona. I don't think he's single anymore, ladies. So
Damn.
Sorry. He's nicest young man. Anyway, incredibly straight, incredibly bro. He's a fireman, right? He and I were glued to the Jeffree Star series.
It's so
like
good.
we would be like, oh, new episode today. Like it was appointment television in
really
2019.
was. It really was. It was so good, and I want to go back there.
Yes.
In YouTube days.
I know.
Like it was so good.
I feel like we're kind of coming around the bend with YouTube.
I think YouTube is about to have its like heyday again.
Yeah.
I really do.
It's primarily all I consume.
Me too.
It's YouTube videos and it's Bravo.
Absolutely.
And that's about it.
Absolutely.
Truly.
You are going to love my friend Molly. I think she's going on our trip with us.
Okay.
We will be going to Nantucket this summer. Not to jinx anything,
Everyone,
but we are.
Things are brewing. We're laying groundwork.
We are. She's obsessed with you. She's also an influencer, but she's obsessed with you and she's obsessed with Bravo.
Oh my gosh.
So she was like, thank God I'll have someone to talk to Bravo with.
I'll talk her ear off.
You'll be obsessed.
There's actually combining the two things that I watch, YouTube and Bravo. I've discovered this, oh gosh, I'll remember the name of it, and you can send it to Molly. So she's maybe seen it, but like it is a YouTube channel of this woman who does like video essays strictly about housewives.
Oh, I love that.
And so she'll break down like the biggest fights or like the biggest like one season wonders on housewives who were just kind of like flash in the pan, there and gone. Or like give you recaps of entire seasons, and she does it so well. I'll turn it on like a podcast and just listen to it like while I do chores and stuff.
You should do a Bravo meets Dancing with the Stars recap podcast, because then you would have a year round.
Forget
there you
it.
go.
Well,
Done.
I think me and my sister Caroline want to start a podcast. Not that the world needs any more but from
YouTube?
Not that the world needs any more podcasts.
However,
you've seen there are like these clips of like absolute idiots on podcasts that will go viral.
Oh my God.
And people are like, we need to raise the tariffs on podcast equipment.
100%.
Like, this should not be so easy
honestly,
to start.
I feel like I put myself sometimes. I'm like, honestly, yeah. Like, sometimes you're recording and it's like, what am I thinking?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm like, what am I doing here?
No, but you guys would kill it. I would be obsessed.
It would be a lot of fun.
It would be so good.
And we'd have a lot to talk about. But it's like, none of it would really be like strictly food related.
Totally.
So part of it might be.
This would bring you somewhere else, which we also have a TV show that we want to pitch. We want to be the
Queer Eye.
The Queer Eye. I'm like, I literally love that show.
Yeah.
For parties. And we're just going to go 911, your baby shower sucks.
Yeah.
and I'll be the nice one and Harrison will be
I'll be
not
the mean
so nice.
one. I will lay down the law with
Yeah.
these people.
And
I'll tell it like it is.
I'll like hide you and be like, you can't talk to them like that. And then you're
Yeah.
going off, then I come back and I'm like,
Yeah.
what he really meant was.
Exactly. We have to play good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
With these people.
But it would be so good.
Yeah. It'd be a lot of fun.
We would kill that.
A lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And like the reveal at the end of like the finished party, someone's going to cry.
And we somehow make the party about ourselves.
Yes.
We actually attend the party. It's not your birthday party.
It's like on Queer Eye when they're like watching from afar and they're like
Yeah.
seeing it play out on a television. No. I'm there.
No, I would not. No, they're literally states away.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, they're in a trailer in Burbank. And they're watching someone in like, I don't
a
know.
party that they threw.
Right.
You know, do people ever ask you, like, people will ask me if I would want to, like, host events or, like, throw parties for them. And, like, I actually can't think of a job that I would ever want to do less.
I'm so with you.
It is all for me and my friends. I have no interest in doing that.
Yeah, no.
Even, like, I think Tablescape, I think is such a genius business. It's the place that I rented. It's like the Rent the Runway, but for tabletop.
You should curate a collection for them.
I absolutely should, but
Let's speak that into existence.
Let's speak that into existence, actually. I want to do a friend of mine thing with them, but I just, like, can't think of anything I'd want to do less, unless, like, I had another person, like, running it.
Yeah, I mean, if you were able to, like, operate it as a business.
Yes.
Whereas where you're not the one doing it. Like, then
as a business
maybe.
where it's like, that's it, on my face and I'm gone. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
I get asked sometimes if I'd ever want to start, like, a catering business. And I'm like, again, nothing I'd rather do less.
Ever.
Caterers, shout out to you. That is so much work.
Horrible.
So much involved. It's crazy.
Horrible.
I'm like, I would, no, never.
I think you should have a restaurant in Vegas one day, though. That I do love. And we've already talked about this because I know that you don't. I understand. I
love Vegas. Are you kidding me?
Of course. And I wouldn't expect you to ever want to have a restaurant. I know that, obviously.
Right.
You don't have to do anything. You just need to
that's
curate
the
it.
ticket.
Design it.
It's
I'll
like
help
the
you with the
Bedford.
interior. There you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
And people would love that. You love Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Like decorating it would be so much fun. Planning the menu, doing the
100%.
tastings, like developing like the experience. Like that would be so much fun to me. But being back in the kitchen, like on the line every night, hell no.
That is not for you.
No.
There's certain things that are for us, certain things that are not, and that is not.
And that's certainly not for me.
That is not for us. Okay, I think we need to go back. I have my little cue card here.
Okay, yeah.
I think we need to go back to your childhood because here's the thing about you. Like, people don't know that much about you.
I know.
Even now, like, I've been hanging out with you and your sister, and I'm always asking questions because I'm like, you really are so mysterious. I'm like, I'm very curious.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
So tell us a little bit about your childhood. Take us back.
Okay, let's take you back. I grew up here in DFW. I grew up in the suburbs, just like you did. We are on kind of opposite ends of the Metroplex here. But
imagine if we were childhood friends. And we would have been best friends, by the way.
Like, inseparable.
I just know it. Inseparable. I would have been like the fifth Wallace.
Yes.
Kid.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And a very like normal, fun childhood. My mom has owned a preschool for like most of my life. So we've kind of had like the family business at like the center of most things. So that was like my first job during the summer. Aww. And that was really just like the center of almost everything that we did. And she still runs it like to this day. We were up there last night doing decorations for like the summertime in the front office and stuff. So,
that's so cute.
It's just like a constant for our family is that particular business and like everything we've done like around it. When I was in like high school, I was on my high school yearbook staff.
I so see that, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
I was really big into photography and art, and I actually thought that I was going to go to art school.
I can see that.
I had a whole kind of like crisis of conscience. Like there's something about being 17, 18 years old and having to like decide what the rest of your life is going to look like. I think back to that like junior, senior year of high school. That was the most stressful time of my life. It has been an uphill swing since then. Frankly, it has. But I was always the kind of person that like I was not going to peak in high school. Like it was not my time, like not my year.
You were hibernating.
I was hibernating.
Totally.
I was percolating. I was in my chrysalis. No, so I really thought I was going to go to art school and study like illustration or painting or something like that. Ended up going to film school instead. And because I was kind of like between sort of the two, and had a wonderful college experience. I'm still great friends with a lot of my friends from college. They all live out in California, but I lived in LA for a few years after college. Lived in LA for like 5.5 years after I graduated.
Another place that we could have run into each other. We have like this.
Know,
we pretty much have the same.
We did
story.
the math. We were in LA kind of at the same time too.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
You're in West Hollywood, right?
Hollywood.
Got it.
I was in Hollywood for a couple years, and I was in Chinatown for like a year and a half.
Love.
Yep, I lived right on Hollywood Boulevard in like a little studio apartment. Like that's where I was for most of COVID.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that's really like where I started cooking. Was in that little apartment. I mean, I did some cooking in college, and we'd like have like friends over, and we'd make stuff. But it was like pretty like standard stuff that like most college kids make, I guess. Quesadillas. Ate a lot of quesadillas. Yeah, and then I started cooking and having like little dinner parties, and my friends would come over on a Friday, and we'd like cook and hang out, and that's kind of like where all of that like started. During the pandemic, I was kind of back and forth like between LA and Texas, and was spending like more and more time back here, and then I kind of just got tired of the back and forth. And then my lease was ending, and the thought of like looking for a new place to live in LA by myself was more than I could handle at the
time. Just couldn't bear it.
Could not bear it. I was like, I don't blame you. No.
Yeah. I can't do that.
So I put the stuff in a U-Haul pod and came home.
Yeah, that's so fair.
Yeah. But that was kind of like the start of this like new chapter for me, was when I ended up coming back here.
I feel like I had a new chapter when I moved to Texas too.
Isn't that interesting?
It's a really beautiful place to be.
Isn't that interesting how like coming back is really the start of something completely different?
Totally.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this new chapter of yours in Texas.
Yeah.
So how long have you been back now?
Okay, so I moved back here like top of 2023. So I've been back a little over 2 years now, which it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but busy 2 years, I guess. So yeah, I still work my same 9-to-5 corporate job.
I feel like people don't know that about you.
Yeah.
I didn't know that when I met you.
I still work my day job, and it can be tricky to balance some days, especially as everything with TikTok and now YouTube has like become what it's become. It can be really hard to keep going back and forth. But my attitude is like, I still like my job. I like where I'm at. I like the people that I work with. I like what I do. So I don't really see a need to like rock the boat in any one direction yet. And I like that security. I think there's still a big, loud voice in the back of my head that's like, all of this that you have going on over here is going to disappear tomorrow.
So crazy.
And it's like, when that happens, what's left? You know?
Yeah.
And I've had the same job since before I graduated college, actually. So I've not really worked anywhere else. And it's worked out wonderfully for me. You know, I mean, I work remote from here.
What I think is so interesting is, one, I mean, that's a very valid fear. Everyone feels that in some area of their life.
Totally.
But that would, obviously, you'll be fine regardless. Like, that is not going to happen to you.
Right.
I think what we forget, too, and I don't feel this way, maybe not every single person who makes content online, like people who are doing like Target deals or something, that's probably a little different.
Sure.
But like, the thing behind it is you. So like, you're not going away. So like, you'll pivot and be fine in whatever area you're at.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's very true. That's very true.
But I get it. It's a fair fear.
Yeah. And I don't know. I can't like put a timeline on when my mind might change on this kind of thing. I really do not know. Mm-hmm. I might wake up like, I don't know, in a week and be like, you know what? I can move on and be okay.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm there yet. And again, I like what I do.
Yeah,
I like
you
who
like
I work
where you're
with.
at.
There's not
You
like
would be the best coworker.
It's fun.
You would be so fun. Like, I would want to work in person, and then I would want us to be in the corner just like talking shit.
Oh, I know. Some days I miss working in the office for that reason. But we had a company trip a couple summers ago, and I would host like wine nights in my hotel room.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so I would go to like, there was like a little like wine market right next door where we were staying. So I'd go there, buy a couple bottles, and then like text the company Slack like, hey, wine party in my room at such and such time. Come on down. And we would just like sit and chit chat and hang out and not talk about work, or talk about work if you wanted to. But like, I really enjoy those aspects of it. I like the kind of built-in community that you have with it. Mm-hmm. So it's been interesting to try and find like, hey, what does my like new community look like in doing social media and TikTok and everything. So I'm kind of really grateful for like your friendship.
I know. Well, now we're besties because
I know.
I had followed you for a long time at that point, and I loved your stuff, but your bio said Texas at the time. For some reason, I thought you lived in Houston. I don't know why I thought that. Yeah. And then one day his bio changed to Dallas, but I went to DM you for like gifting, and then I saw Dallas, and I was like, oh my God, this is actually amazing. I invited you over like literally the next day.
Yeah.
Here we are.
I know, here we are. It's wild. It's really wild.
We really do have we're like assimilating like a good Dallas crew, actually.
I think so.
I think we're really putting some things together.
So. And this is a place that has an interesting reputation in that regard. Like you think of like Dallas influencers, and it's like a certain like type of person.
We're not that.
We are not that.
We're so far from that.
We're so not that.
I promise you, we are so cool. We're actually the best. I swear.
It's a great group, and it's wild the things that can happen from like someone sliding into the DMs. I mean, truly.
Oh, and I'm known to do that. Like the second I see someone I know that will be friends, I'm like, hey, did you want to come over? Like immediately. Yeah. So quick.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your TikTok career. Because something that I find so interesting about you is that I feel like you would have been cooking your whole life. I know that you were off and on. I know you loved Ina Garden.
Oh, yeah, I mean, back to my childhood. Glued to Food Network.
Glued.
24/7. Like on the weekend mornings, there was like a new Barefoot Contessa episode, 10:30 a.m. Central. And I would be on it. And in the evenings, like weekday evenings, was like the Good Eats Unwrapped kind of, double feature, you could say. Mm-hmm. And there were 2 episodes of Good Eats, then 2 episodes of Unwrapped. And that like 2 hours, I was sat. Forget it.
That was it.
And when they put all of Unwrapped on Discovery Plus, perfection.
Best day ever.
Yeah.
But you really started cooking a lot more in college. Or, I mean, in COVID, right?
In college and, like, immediately after.
Okay. So, like, what were you starting with in cooking, and then how did that evolve into TikTok?
Okay. It started basically through YouTube.
Who were you watching?
When I was, like, late high school.
You're like Jeffree Star.
Yeah, Jeffree Star. When I was, like, late high school, I stumbled upon this whole online community of what I call, like, crockpot moms. Mm-hmm. And there was a woman named Noreen. She ran a channel called Noreen's Kitchen. And when I tell you, I've seen every single one of her videos. I've seen it.
I'm going to look up her channel.
You need to look them up. I need a visual. And then find one that's from like 10 years ago.
And you've seen every single video?
Yeah.
Does she know this?
Look up her. I think it's like Amish style macaroni salad.
Okay.
I don't know. I really should reach out to her and be like, hi, I love you. But so I discovered her, and then she had like a whole community. Are you finding it?
I'm pulling this up, but it's a Meghan Trainor ad, so it's kind of like
God damn it.
Noreen's Kitchen. It's like
There it is. Yes, that's the intro.
wait, that's literally Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
It is. It's the same font.
Obsessed. And you've seen every video. I'm
Just about.
obsessed with this one. I'm subscribing.
Just about. And I would make, like, in high school, like, she did, like, an apple upside down cake for fall instead of, like, a pineapple upside down cake. I made that one day, and I was like, this is so good. She had a pasta salad. It was just, like, jarred pesto, bow tie pasta, pearl mozzarella, and cherry tomato. Like, that's it. And I took that in my lunch for, like, 6 months. But it's funny, those like random like influences that happen.
Yeah.
So she was one, and then there's a whole other community of like ladies who do like virtually the same type of stuff. But very like suburban, very familiar type recipes. Stuff that like if she were to post that on TikTok today, she might get flamed for some of it, frankly.
Yeah.
Just like speaking, that's just kind of where we are as like a food consumer community, I guess. But yeah, so I discovered her, and then I'd always consumed food content like voraciously, and she kind of put it like into overdrive. Her and people like her.
Noreen.
Like she was kind of it for me. And then I'll show it to you. I actually have a laptop case that my friend Ryan made me with her face on it.
Oh my gosh.
He made me a blanket for Christmas with her face on it.
You need to reach out to her.
I really should.
You guys need to do a collab.
I'm gonna fly to wherever she lives.
Yeah,
and
where
collab.
does she live?
Probably like North Carolina or something.
I felt like it was like
Why
Louisiana
did I tell
from
you they
there.
all live in North Carolina?
They all live in North Carolina.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to Wilmington.
That sounds gorgeous. That's on the beach, right?
Stunning. It's
Yeah.
where One Tree Hill was filmed.
Oh.
Did you watch One Tree Hill?
No.
Yeah, I don't.
If
see
it
you
has a
liking
script,
that.
I probably wasn't watching it.
Yeah, you were all reality.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, back to you. So you
Okay.
start.
So Noreen, and then Noreen kind of evolved into like Bon Appetit magazine.
Okay.
We all know what happened with Bon Appetit magazine. I don't have to like rehash all of it. But like that 2018, 2019 era of the Bon Appetit YouTube channel, it was like if you were like a foodie loving person, like that's what you were watching. It was the vibe at the time. That kind of Jeffree Star season,
Yes.
Bon Appetit was like ruling food YouTube. And so I subscribed to the magazine. I made a whole bunch of their recipes, would like tag the people on Instagram and like try to get them to like repost the picture that I put on my Instagram story, like all that kind of stuff. And they were great recipes. Like some of those I still turn to. I mean, Claire Saffitz has been like a total North Star for me when it comes to baking. Her biscuit recipe is insane. Her chocolate chip cookie recipe is insane. And so I feel like her I still follow really closely. And the second she puts out a new book, I'm totally going to go buy it. But I don't really engage with the whole like Bon Appetit media ecosystem much at all anymore. But that was so formative for me because I felt like it was like the kind of gourmet choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything you would find on Pinterest was going to be like keto, or it was going to be like, it was all following some diet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I have
Whole30?
no interest. Yeah, it was all
Yeah.
Whole30 recipes, which I've done Whole30 before. Don't recommend it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Me and diet culture.
Got it.
I've done Whole30. I've done keto. I've done Weight Watchers. I was vegan for like 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's really something. But Bon Appetit was like the achievable kind of gourmet option. It was like the cool girl Food Network.
Yes, I can see that.
And they would have stuff in recipes like, that they weren't really showing on Food Network, or you weren't really finding on a Pinterest page or on a Facebook recipe. Ingredients like gochujang or sumac, or like, things where you're like, for me, like white kid from the suburbs, like, I've never cooked with that before. Like, that sounds so cool. So I was really plugged into like the Bon Appetit universe and made a lot of those recipes. And I feel like that's where I got like my sea legs, like for cooking and entertaining, was like working through those recipes and finding the ones that I would like go to over and over again. Of course, that led me into like other places like New York Times Cooking or Food 52, or like all kinds of other like legacy food publishers, and then into like other like real recipe people like Ottolenghi or Nancy Silverton or Dory Greenspan, just like incredibly like talented, like real culinary food people, like serious food people. So I kind of like went down the rabbit hole.
Would you ever like want to go to culinary school?
I've toyed with this. Today, the answer is probably no. Because I think where I like coming from in my videos and what I think some people can relate to is that I'm not like a professional, you know? I'm a regular home cook, just like other people. And I still have like a responsibility to share recipes appropriately and to not put out like garbage that like hasn't ever been tested before, or like, because I want you at home to get a reasonably good result if you make what I share, right? But sometimes it is about the learning and it's about the adventure and it's about the process. And that's what I really like sharing, is like testing a recipe like brand new for the first time. And is this going to work or is this not going to work? Well, we're going to find out together. I like, as a consumer, watching that kind of thing. And so I think other people do too. I think if I wanted to like be taken seriously and like open a restaurant or like, you know, host like a competition show or something, then culinary school is probably like the route. And for some people with what they want to do, it's totally the right answer. And I think, like, you know, Violet Witchell, who does like the dense bean salads and everything, she's amazing. She just graduated from culinary school actually. And I think for her and what she does, it's like totally the right move. In the way that she kind of like tackles recipe testing, how she publishes everything, it's all very precise, very well thought out. And you want to look to her to be like an expert in what she's explaining to you. And I think that's what's so great about her and her platform. I feel like I'm maybe not that person. You know, I feel like what I do is like a little bit different. You know, a little more homespun, a little more regular like person with no formal training who does this for fun.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of the lane that I'd like to stay in for now.
No, I love that.
What I probably should do is I think I need to actually take like bartending classes, could be really fun.
I'm so there.
Or like just other like classes and like other ways of learning more specifically about certain things that I find interesting in cooking. I think that could be a fun route to go. And I should probably take like a better course on like food safety.
Fair.
Because like I don't want you to get like food poisoning from doing what I tell you to do.
I always, Sur La Table just closed in Knox, which makes me want to
I know.
sob.
What's the deal with that?
I don't know, but their cooking classes were
so much fun. So much fun.
And I always meant to take a knife skills class.
Oh yeah, see, like a knife skills
the
class.
guy that I talked to the most, the chef there,
Yeah.
was like, that out of any class, you need to take that one.
Would be
Because I
the
would
one.
come, I would go all the time. He's like, you need to take that one because it's the most. He's like, that is the only one that you'll carry with you forever.
Yeah.
So I really wish I would have done that.
Yeah.
We have to figure it out. But I don't know. They were so great for like cooking classes.
Yeah.
It's devastating.
It was a great way to learn. And it was fun too.
Yeah, it was so fun. You could just bring BYOB, you know, we love that.
Absolutely.
Of course,
That
we bring a
was
little
so
Hillstone
fun.
martini.
Speaking of BYOB, I'm kind of ready for a re-up.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you feel?
I'm feeling good
Here,
about
give
that.
me your glass.
Doing a little re-up. Oh, don't mind this. He's actually just going to shake this for about 30 minutes, so we'll just wait in the meantime.
Our ice is kind of melted.
At this point, honestly.
At this point, it is what it is.
At this point, it's okay.
Switching gears completely, I had a very interesting car ride over here. So you know that I had 3 different people text me about the news of today. Have you seen?
Wait, what?
Todd and Julie Chrisley are being pardoned and released from prison.
Stop. No way. Mm-hmm. Are you happy or sad?
I'm interested.
Okay.
I actually don't know too much about
I'm intrigued.
about like their crimes.
You could get me into Bravo. Like I would watch it for you. Like if we could recap together, I would
you know
watch
what? I've been meaning to get into Summer House.
Let's start that.
I know. I really should. My friend Haley has been like, you gotta watch Summer House. You gotta watch Summer House.
No, I'm into that because you know I love Paige DeSorbo.
Well, she just not just, it was a while ago, but her and Craig.
I know. That's when I started walking in on her because I just liked what she said in the podcast episode about it. And I was like,
I should listen to that actually.
I thought it was incredible and it was very empowering to any woman, but it was really amazing because she talks. I think she's 33 and she's talking about the breakup and like how there's so much pressure on women to do something by a certain age or whatever, and how like who cares? Don't do that. And she broke up with her boyfriend that she thought she was gonna marry, and that was it. And it was really beautiful. Wait, okay, we need to go back to your TikTok because when did you actually start?
The first recipe that I posted was late 2022, early 2023.
Wow.
And the first one that I had that did like really well, it was a pot roast. It was pot roast and noodles.
Wow.
It was a pot roast like pasta dish.
We did a this or that, by the way, earlier. If you guys didn't see it on social.
Yeah, and she asked me pot roast or pasta, and I was like, both.
Obviously, of course.
To this day, anytime I make a pot roast, people are going to tune in.
To
It's
this
true.
day.
It's like some of my best videos are pot roast. People love it.
People love a pot roast.
People love standard,
Yes.
like
Yes.
regular food.
Nothing
it's true.
too crazy.
That's what like
You want things that you already have in your pantry and your
Yes.
fridge. You don't want to have to go to
Yes.
some food, like specialty food
Yeah.
store most of the time.
you want to scroll across a video and be like, "Oh, I can totally do that."
Absolutely.
And that's like what I want people to feel, because that's what I like to feel when you are like consuming food content. I want to see something that I can actually recreate and enjoy myself.
100%.
You know?
So when you started TikTok, did you do it with the intention of like knowing that you were going to be a big star?
No. I kind of did it for fun. And I thought maybe, because I've always been interested in food, I'd always been interested in food media. I thought maybe it might lead me to a job in like the food media world. I mean, before
So interesting to me that you didn't see this coming.
we like knew what we know now about like Bon Appetit magazine and what was going on in the workplace, like that's like what I wanted to do. I'm like, oh, I would love to like write for them, or I would love to work at some kind of a food publisher, or I'd love to like work at a test kitchen and just like test recipes all day and give feedback on stuff and do tastings, or like write, restaurant reviews. I thought maybe this would lead me to some kind of new career path in food media specifically. And I guess it has. But
It has.
yeah.
What video, like, did one video pop off, or was it just
So
slow
that
progression?
pot roast and noodles video really popped off.
Your first video.
Yeah, it was
Amazing.
first-ish. I had done like a little series before that where I was opening this Williams-Sonoma holiday advent calendar.
Love.
And it was a piece of shit. It was
The calendar
theme
or the
was
series?
The calendar. Well,
Okay.
both. The calendar. It was like a holiday baking calendar.
Okay.
And when I tell you, it was like 35 little cookie cutters about the size of a penny.
And you're
then, like,
on there
little-
every day roasting
Yes.
them.
And like little cellophane treat bags. And I'm like, all right, here we are, day 10. Let's see what we're going to get today. And it's like a snowman the size of my thumb. And that was all. And it was like $80 for this calendar. So that series like got me some like followers, I guess.
Yeah.
Then I posted the pot roast recipe. And then that one did like 1 million in like
Oh
a
my
couple
God.
days. It did really well.
Wow.
So then I was like, here we go. Gotta keep it moving.
It's time for me to be a star.
It's time. This is it. I'm like, does LA call me? Like, what does that mean? I was actually living in LA at the time, though, which is funny enough. But then I did Ina Garten's chicken thighs with creamy mustard sauce.
Oh, so similar to what we had last weekend.
Yeah, very similar. And that recipe also did a couple million.
Wow.
So then I was like, oh, I gotta keep it going.
Yeah.
And so I was like, if I can,
I'm Harrison Garden right now.
my baby, let's keep it moving. And then it just kind of kept growing from there. I did the Chez Ma Tante pancake recipe. And it really started with me just kind of sharing the recipes from elsewhere that I liked to make in my daily life. The Chez Ma Tante pancakes, which is it's a restaurant in Brooklyn, but New York Times published the recipe several years ago. And you basically like fry the pancakes in a bunch of clarified butter, and they're so good and like crispy on the edges. They're
Sounds
delicious.
amazing.
They're amazing. So I would share that, and it was a lot of like sharing recipes that came from other places. And then I started sharing recipes that like I had just kind of like come up with in like my own kitchen and like worked for me, and I really love it. So let me go ahead and just like share it with.
So I have some questions
TikTok.
about this. Like, how do you develop your own recipes? Like this, for some reason, I feel a year ago, I would have been like, how the hell? Like,
Do you even start with something?
yeah, it felt crazy. Now it feels way less crazy.
Yeah.
Given another year of experience.
Yeah.
But still, like, what's your process?
I will say this with the caveat that it makes more sense for me for cooking than for baking. I
Well,
don't
oh my
have
God.
like
I mean,
a
are you a
full-
mathematician?
I
Like
know.
baking is my
Are you a
God.
scientist?
Literally, you have to be a scientist,
Do
a
you have
mathematician,
a doctor.
and like Ina Garden someone, and have a doctorate.
Yeah.
Literally, that's
Yeah.
how it goes.
And like the sourdough people, like you do sourdough.
Well, yeah, I
I'm
can
like,
do
how do you
sourdough.
even?
I am
No
a sourdough
clue.
pro. You know, my first loaf was perfect. To this day, never had a flop. I'm like 100 in. I really want, but you know me. I'm all or nothing.
You're all in.
Yeah, I'm
All
all
in.
in. That was it. Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like I start with an idea. Like, and a lot of it comes from like things that I have out at restaurants, things that I have on vacation, things that I try, things that I think of. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that would be so good. Like, for example, on the way home from the lake this past weekend, I stopped at Chicken Express.
Amazing. Their sweet
Love
tea, unlike anything
Chicken
you've ever had.
Express. And
That's one thing about us is that you would think with our Hillstone martinis or whatever, like we don't shame a chain restaurant. We don't shame a drive-through. Not at all.
I love a drive-through. I love McDonald's.
We love Chili's.
Oh my God.
Like we
Yes.
love my God, like all of it.
They have corn nuggets on the menu,
Oh,
which are like
they're
little
amazing.
fried balls of creamed corn. And I was like, oh, what if this summer, if I were to develop like a corn fritter and do like
Genius.
my version of like a Chicken Express corn nugget?
Genius.
Like, it's not a new idea. Corn fritter recipes, you can go and Google one right now and find one that you'll probably love. But I'm like, okay, what would like my ideal like gourmet version of this fast food item like look like? And so then the way I would probably tackle it is I would think, okay, I'll probably want to start with like a hush puppy type of like batter, but I want like more fresh corn in it. And then it's okay, do I want to char the corn first? Do I not want to char the corn first? Do I want to use fresh corn? Can I do it with frozen corn to make it easier for someone? What spices do I want? Do I want shallots in there? Do I want chives in there? Like you just kind of start imagining in your head like what it will taste like.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll try it at least once before I go to like film anything. Or if it's like something that I want to share the process, I'll be like, hey, I had this idea. I want to try this out with you guys, and it might work, it might not. And that can, even in itself can like still be content too. But before I will like, say that it's like fit for print, I want to try something through at least once, which is probably a really more lax process than a lot of other like true recipe developers out there. And for some recipes, I'll spend more time on it. If I feel like on the first run through, I'm like, yeah, like we did this pretty well. This was a good enough educated guess. Then I'll go ahead and film it and share it. But if it needs like more time, like for example, the stuffing recipe that I put out for Thanksgiving this past year, I love that recipe. And I got like so much love on that one. People really enjoyed that one. That one I tested, I think 3 or 4 times all the way through.
Oh, wow.
And so you just kind of play with the variables. Like, do I want all sourdough? Do I want half sourdough, half cornbread? Do I want a 75%, 25%, one or the other? Do I want leeks and onions? Do I want just onions? How much celery? Like, you can play with it a billion different ways until you kind of get what tastes the best to you. And that's kind of the gut that I go off of.
Something else that I like love about you and your family is Harrison. So because he's doing all these recipes, he films it and does it all in advance. So like Thanksgiving hasn't moved up 2 weeks, and instead they now go to Vegas. And like Easter hasn't,
it's true.
Like the whole thing.
It's insane what doing like food content does to your daily relationship with food and hosting. I'm on now what I call like an editorial schedule.
Yes, you are.
So like Easter this past year, we hosted Easter on like April 6th because I needed that like 2 weeks of lead time between when we celebrated and the actual holiday on the calendar. Because if I'm making all those recipes to put out for you guys to make yourself for Easter, why would I not have people over?
Yeah, of course.
To come and eat it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? If I'm doing all of it, why not?
Yeah.
And it frees up my brothers who have significant others.
Smart.
I have one brother engaged, one brother who's married. And it frees them up. So like Easter rolls around, if they need to go to their, fiance or wife's family function, they can, because we've kind of already done it.
Yeah. That's actually perfect.
Or you can do something else on the holiday and not have to film it.
Perfect.
How about that?
Love that.
Yeah.
No, but I just am obsessed with your family's obsession with Vegas.
It's stupid.
Unbelievable.
Stupid.
They are in Vegas. Like I feel like every other time I text you.
You text me, I'm probably
you're in Vegas. And I'm like, when did you get there? I saw you yesterday. It's crazy. They're always in Vegas, guys. Yeah. The whole family.
We love it. We love it.
They don't even go to clubs.
I don't nightclub. If I gamble, I'm going to do like a penny slot machine.
Yeah.
Or like, in Vegas, they have those like bars at the casinos you can sit and do like digital blackjack. Uh-huh. I'll put in like a 20, play blackjack until my 20 is gone, and then like I'm done. Mm-hmm. But Vegas is so fun. You can just go shopping.
You love shopping. You love a show. You love a dinner.
Hello.
Done. I will say, I always thought I didn't like Vegas until I went like 2 years ago. and we did Vegas right.
Yeah.
And by right, I mean like your way.
Yeah.
We did a little bit of shopping.
Yep.
We went to a show. We went to dinner. We were there for 36
Take
hours.
it slow. Oh, yeah. You reach a point with Vegas
You
where,
can't
like,
be there for
it's
too long.
time to go.
What's your max at Vegas?
Probably like 4 days.
Oh my God. I'm not even making it 48 hours.
Like 4 days, 3 nights.
Okay. Yeah. I like a 2 day.
That's kind of like but we usually stay at the Four Seasons,
Well, that'll do it.
which will do it.
Yeah.
And that's the best part of the trip. Is hanging out at the hotel bar, getting room
course.
service, which like in theory you could do anywhere.
Sure.
But it happens to be a very well-priced Four Seasons.
Okay.
Just for your own knowledge.
Okay.
Because there's so many hotel rooms in Vegas. Like, just buy,
That is
like,
true.
volume pricing. Like, it's going to be, like, the Four Seasons in Austin, it's like $1,000 a night or something.
Oh, I'm sure. I wonder what it is here. This one's here is pretty big, right? I've actually never been here.
There used to be one here.
Oh, did they close?
It is now the Ritz in Las Colinas. Because it was the Four Seasons. And it was like the golf course.
That makes so much sense to me. Because I've
Yeah.
been wondering why I keep getting emails about a massage there. And I'm like, when did you guys have time to open?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but they're building a new one on Turtle Creek. And it's going to be a hotel and
my God.
residences.
You know where we should go more? The Mansion Bar.
I'm with you. I love the mansion.
Love that. Why don't we go there more?
Love the mansion.
We need to go to. I have a couple of restaurants we need to be hitting up more.
I'm with you.
I'm
so
like
there.
loving that.
So there.
Okay. Also, you're like very close to your family.
Oh yeah,
That's another
very
thing
family
people don't
oriented.
people
Yeah.
don't know that about you.
I feel like
I
that
think
does
they-
come across.
Okay, actually,
Well, because I live with my family.
as soon as I said that, I'm like, they do because you of course are like posting you're with them, you're doing things, you're mentioning them,
Right.
but like it's just different in person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like we have Caroline's here today.
Yeah, my sister, she's in the other room.
She's my new friend, too.
We're going to dinner with our parents in like an hour.
I'm loving that.
And yeah, so Caroline's just chilling. She's like her little iPad kid. She has her iPad and her headphones. And she's playing
literally
Candy
is our
Crush.
She was in there, like, do you want to come sit in? And I was like, you don't have to. I was like, it's okay.
She's fine. Just let her sit.
She doesn't want to do that.
She's totally fine. She's scrolling.
Have you guys always been this close? Like your whole family, not just
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we
loving
have.
that. Actually,
We just
loving
have
that.
fun with each other. And
Yeah.
other people find themselves being really annoyed by their family members. I like them.
I like my family too.
Yeah, and it's
I'm the
good.
same. Well, today alone, my dad was here earlier. My grandma was here right before you.
Yeah.
I'm like always with my family.
Yep.
We've pretty much always been that way. Also, there's a lot of them, so it's
Yes.
kind of hard to not be with one of them.
Yep.
Because I have
Exactly.
like 20 people.
Exactly.
So there's always someone. But like this whole weekend, my whole family was over. Like I'm very.
Yeah.
It's just nice.
Living with my parents at this age has been both fun and a little annoying sometimes.
Okay.
It's fun because, like, as an adult, like, no one's really keeping tabs on you.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I just live my life as if I didn't, like, live with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like at the end of the day, it's like this morning, my mom's like, can we order Starbucks? I'm like, fine. She's like, can you go get it? I'm like, yes. I have to go meet the guy in the driveway. So,
Yeah.
Like little things like that come up. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
But it is so fun. Like
It
so
is fun.
sweet.
It's fun. Like we have a good time.
You've also
And-
never really been an only child, like,
Yeah,
you know?
it's true.
So it's kind of nice on the
It
attention
is
front
kinda
when you're
nice.
someone who likes attention.
Yeah, exactly. But and it's funny because like Caroline and I are going to New York tomorrow.
Oh my God.
And
At least it's not Vegas this time.
at least it's not Vegas this time. It's not Vegas this time. It might be Vegas later. So I'm going to the Beyonce concert at MetLife with Hellman's mayonnaise.
Oh my God.
Love Hellman's.
That is so perfect.
My favorite mayonnaise, famously.
Famously. Most would know.
Most would know.
Most would
But
know.
yeah, so I'm going to the concert, but she's going to come with me just like on the trip. And so we're going to make like a little sibling trip out of it. Hang out, go shopping, and it'll be
Love.
so fun.
No, that is
But-
so fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You guys are such a good duo.
We have a good time together.
You really do.
We have a really good time together. And like my older brother and younger brother kind of tend to pair up, interested in a lot of the same things.
Mm-hmm.
And like me and my sister kind of tend to pair up. So it's funny how that works out.
It's worked out perfectly
It
for
worked
you.
out perfectly. Worked out great.
Wow.
Built-in Betsy.
Out of any recipe you have ever made, what is the one that you're tagged in the most?
Oh my gosh. I feel like it moves seasonally because a lot of like my content's really seasonal. I do a lot around like holidays and things like that. This past Thanksgiving, I was tagged in the stuffing hundreds of times. People loved that one, which was so sweet because like that one is really, it's a good one.
And they're right.
Yeah, and they're correct.
Yeah.
There's probably not one that like that one maybe sticks out just in like sheer volume of like how many people
No, you're like, there's
like,
just so many tags.
went to the trouble to make it. I know there's so many. My requests are full. of how many people went to the trouble to make it, and that is never lost on me.
No, that's so rewarding to
The
see
fact
all
that someone would not only just like the video and think something looks good, but will go out of their way to spend money on ingredients and trust me with something that they're going to put on their Thanksgiving table. And not just that, but end up liking it. That's the coolest thing ever to me. Still, it's the coolest thing ever. This past weekend, I put out a dill pickle macaroni salad.
I'm going to make that. I can't wait.
It was so good.
It looked so good.
So good. That's one where I was just like, do it once. Yeah, this is good. Go ahead and put it out. And sometimes it works really well like that. But I like quite a few people make that one this weekend too for Memorial Day.
Love that.
Yeah, so that was really nice.
That is my next one of yours that I'm going to be making.
It's good. You'll like it.
So good.
And don't skip the pepperoncinis in it because that's like what kind of makes it.
Of course. Fitz is just walking into the room, bud.
Hi,
what are you doing?
We have a friend.
He just wanted to say hello.
We have a friend.
Oh my God. Well, it's been so fab sitting here chatting with you.
This has been the absolute best.
This has been incredible.
The best.
When is our dinner? I'm leaving for a month. It makes me like actually heartbroken.
Okay, wait. So when you're gonna be in Nashville,
June 2nd to like after the July 4th. But what if you and Caroline come and do the 4th in Nashville?
We could maybe come up for the 4th. Yeah, I'm gonna be there. I think like a week after, like June 11th, 12th for a thing.
Wait, yeah.
Not June 11th. I'm sorry, July 11th.
No, that's my bad.
I don't know.
Okay, well we have to coordinate our schedules.
Yeah.
We have a lot going on this summer.
Isn't it funny? I feel like this summer I had nothing planned. I got back from this LA trip and I was like, oh, I'm going to be home. I have nowhere to go until, like, Haley and I are going to take a vacation. We're going to Italy later this year. I'm like, I have nothing planned until Italy. It's going to be so nice. And then I blink and I've got like 4 trips.
Yes. No, I look at my schedule for this summer, especially just between like Texas and Tennessee, and I'm like, oh my God, just is like crazy.
The back and forth is fun though.
Fall and winter though, in Texas is really where we're going to thrive.
Yes.
We've got a long list of things for us to do.
Oh yeah. Well, I've got my brother's wedding in November, which means editorial Thanksgiving is going to have to happen before Halloween, I think.
Hey, that's so fair because you do that and I decorate my entire house for Christmas before Halloween every year.
Perfect.
Done.
We're going to have Halloween or Thanksgiving and Christmas content in the bank.
No, it's going
to be by November 1st.
No, literally. We could do a Christmas dinner party if we needed to. Probably October 30th.
We should.
We should.
It's like how they used to film like Food Network specials.
Absolutely. Well, I already do that anyway because I need it for like home decor stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I do it up front, but we've got some Christmas product for a friend of mine this year. So
Do you really? Oh, that's going to be great.
Got some stunning things in the works.
That's going to be great.
It's going to be amazing. Anyway, this has been fabulous.
So fun.
Obviously, you can come back anytime.
Oh my God, no. I would love to.
No,
Are you going to do any of the pod from Nashville?
Yeah, we are doing some Nashville things.
Because you filmed with Shannon when you were there last time.
Yeah, of course. My queen. Love her. Have you guys met? No, I guess.
No.
How would, oh my God.
She's so cool.
You guys would get along so well.
Yeah,
she's the coolest girl in the world. Cool. We've already talked about this, but guys, we're going to do like some sort of call-in listener episode around the holidays where they're calling in for all of the like hosting, holiday advice. Like I need someone's like turkeys like burning in the oven. We're going to be hammered.
FaceTime me while your turkey is burning in the oven. I'll tell you what to do about it.
Yeah, exactly. And we are gonna be like to a point of like blacking out at this. It's gonna be
nasty.
It's gonna be so good.
I love it.
Can't wait. Anyways, thanks for coming.
Yeah. Oh my God, this was so fun. Thanks for having me.
Literally the best.
Always fun to be your little house guest.
Oh, obsessed. Cheers.
Cheers. This was delightful as always.
So delightful. Cheers.
Cheers, baby.